This is Pro.me audio review LK here with another edition of, I don't know what the fuck it is, LK's Wrestling Reviews, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to call it anymore. It's just PWME's WWE SmackDown review for the 21st of January 2015. This is your weekly WWE SmackDown review. And I'm going to be honest, put in the comments one loss or tie. I'm going to be honest, I watched this Thursday night after pretty much live, basically live USA Network. I watched it on www.entertainment for you. That's a 4u.cc. And I watched it and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give myself a few days to just call myself over. Also, we did a Royal Rumble preview that Dave Coco himself said, "Oh, we're going to go an hour and something later, like maybe even 2 hours, I think it went. We didn't finish because I was going to do a SmackDown review as soon as it aired. But you know what? I don't care. You know, I done my Evolve review. I did my Evolve preview first. I did a Royal Rumble preview. This is your late, but still here, WWE SmackDown review. So I'm using the website www.wrestleview.com to get my results from. What I like about this website is they have a detailed result list, and then at the bottom it just has a quick match results list. That really helps me out a lot. Make sure you put in the comments win, loss, or tie. I'm going to go to live comments. I'm not sure if we're going to get any live viewers because of the timing. In England right now, it's 2:22 p.m. So it's kind of really strange fucking timing. So if there isn't any, I'm not shocked. We start off though SmackDown with a Chris, and I'm going to be honest, I want to get this done in like 5 to 10 minutes. I know that's a long shot. That's a huge fucking long shot, but I want to get this done in 5 to 10 minutes because I'm planning on doing some other shows. Basically, what I'm going to try and do is knuckle down as many shows as biologically possible today, and I'm already in the mood for it. We start off with a Chris Jericho promo. He comes out, he hypes the Royal Rumble, he hypes everyone who can win it, blah, blah, blah. New Day come out, they cut their normal shtick. And then we basically have Jericho and New Day, the rooty tooty booty gimmick, which, I'm going to be honest, it's Chris Jericho, and yeah. A moment of silence for the once great, the late great Y2J, Lionheart, Chris Jericho. Moment of silence. It was nice knowing you, Chris. Like, the guy went from a very good, intense promo, cutting how he's going to win the Royal Rumble. Went from that, dipped down to a rooty tooty booty gimmick, which, you know, the New Day aren't the most popular act, though. Well, they are really popular, but what I'm seeming to see. Jesus fucking Christ, what's going on here? One absolute clusterfuck. What I'm seeming to see online, and especially on the Twitter machine, and you can follow me on Twitter, @TelKWrestling, I'll follow you back. I'm really high on the Twitter machine. That's probably the only social media tool that I actually use more than once a day. And I honestly see that the New Day aren't as popular as they once were. I mean, they've been doing the same thing now for what, about 7-8 months? Pretty much the same promo, and as entertaining as it is when you see it, as much as we see it, and, you know, it's getting a bit old now, a bit stale. But in the end of the day, when everything else on the show is that bad, it kind of, you know, tilts the wheel a little bit. Okay, it may have been probably really awful promo. If everything else on the show was as good, I think the promo would suck and we'll be burying the fuck out of it. But because everything on the show is so bad, it grinds my gears. And it leads to it. Basically, Jericho says, you've got a 6-man scheduled right now, and it's the New Day, which is Xavier Woods, Big E, and Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler and the Usos, John Cena's twins. Basically, what happened is The Rock basically said, you know what, I can't do this forever, so if you can clone me, put a bit of my boy John Cena in there, you can get the Usos, and I'll give you 2 of them. Okay, so that was kind of them. No, I can't stand the Usos. And what the issue I have with the Usos is it's the same thing every single match. Like, I wouldn't mind if, like, one every now and then they would mix it up, but they don't. It's the same spot. Like, legit, this is an Uso match, okay? So one of the Uso gets a hot tag, the he clears house, clothesline, drop down uppercut, super kick, one goes to the outside, the other one hits a Samoan drop, he rolls into the corner, Uso hits the running Rikishi tribute in the corner, rolls him into the center of the ring, 1-2, the other person involved breaks it up, then you have super kick, running splash over the top, another super kick, splash off the top, 1, 2, 3. That's an Uso match for you right there. That's literally every single Usos match you have ever watched. I just broke down. So next time you ask, can you break down the Uso match? Just I check out the WWE SmackDown review from the 21st of January. I broke down every single Uso match that there's ever been in the history of time when they're wrestling. And it's not. It is. I'm not going to say it's their fault. But when that's all they do and all they know, it's a bit repetitive. And it's like Cena. At least Cena mixes up every now. You know, he throws in a tornado DDT every now and then. Beautiful. Anyway, the match, you know, Dolph Ziggler and Usos get the win. I know I just said the word Dolph Ziggler and win next to it. And again, I said this on, I think it was the Rumble preview. We did so many shows this week, and we're going to continue dishing out the content on a daily basis. And that's our aim. And I can't remember what show I did. So many this. I've done so many this week. I think it was the Rumble preview. I don't take my word for it, but I said, Ziggler, because of the Divas Total Divas, he has this thing going on. I haven't watched the full show. I really haven't. I've just seen the 4-minute clips that WWE put on their YouTube channel. Because if you look on the WWE's YouTube channel, they put 1-minute clip, 1-minute clip, 1-minute clip, 1-minute clip. Okay. Now, what it is it's Dolph Ziggler hitting on Nikki Bella behind Cena's back, and Nikki Bella slapped him. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? Like, what the fuck? If this is real, like if this is a shoot, there's a reason why Ziggler's being buried. I mean, he was on Superstars this week. But if it's not, if it's a work, when Cena comes back, do you reckon we're going to lead to a Cena Ziggler feud? Like, you tried to steal my wife, damn it! Watch Total Divas on E! Like, I don't know. Like, and also, I just want to touch on those 4-minute clips that I saw were very entertaining, and I hope that the writers of Total Divas could start writing Monday Night Raw, because in the end of the day, as much as I hate to admit it, Monday Night Raw is not a wrestling show. It's a weekly episodic television show, so it needs to have suspense, it needs to have drama, it needs to have cliffhangers, it needs to have the hook heading into commercial breaks. We get none of that. We just get 20,000 wrestling matches that will mean nothing, including Titus ONeil versus Stardust. And believe me, it was on this SmackDown. I mean, every single WWE show they produce, it's like Stardust versus Titus ONeil will be thrown in there in some variation of form. And it's driving my gears a lot recently. And I as much as I love Cody Rhodes, and I do, the guy's a failure. And he just upsets me. He upsets me. He has lots of potential, and he just throws it away because he wants to be the Stardust gimmick when he could be Cody Rhodes. And he's actually over at one point when he was Cody Rhodes, believe it or not. He beat Randy Orton. He beat Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 27. and now he's doing what? Jobbing to Titus ONeil. It says it all, doesn't it? But it was an okay match, standard Uso match, standard New Day match. Ziggler got a win. Great. Like, there's legit more chance of, like, I loved on Raw a few weeks ago when Vince McMahon's running down the people who could win. Dolph, it could be you. You could win the Royal Rumble. And Dolph's like, nah, you're wrong guy, Vince, wrong guy. I'm Dolph Ziggler. I'm the guy who's trying to hit on John Cena, your boyfriend's girlfriend. But maybe Vince might appreciate that. Because how about this? Because in Vince McMahon's mind, he loves Cena. He adores Cena. If Ziggler takes Nikki Bella away from Cena's single. Vince could be in there. Vince has found his soulmate. Vince, maybe that's what. Maybe once you can be with Cena, you can both go off, you can retire and be in love. Perfect. Bingo, dingo, wingo. Anyway, we move on next. We have Becky Lynch defeating Alicia Fox in a surprisingly entertaining match. From what I remember, I haven't got no notes, and obviously on the Evolve review, I took notes. Starting from now on, I'm going to take notes because it's a lot easier than just reading the results from WrestleView.com is the site I'm using. A very good, very, very well done, by the way, just to let you know. Very, very well done article. Alicia Fox, though, she did hit a nice Northern Light suplex on the floor. Charlotte and Ric Flair were on commentary. It was entertaining-ish. Better than Becky Lynch versus Brie Bella. So Alicia Fox has got that going for her, but that doesn't take a lot. I mean, this glass could produce a better match than Brie Bella. But in the end of the day, you knew Becky Lynch was going to win. Not one single point did you think Alicia Fox was going to get the win. But again, sometimes predictable is good. Becky Lynch looking strong, heading into the pay-per-view in just over 30 hours at the Royal Rumble. And I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of like, even though like we were hard on the Royal Rumble, looking up and down the actual match card itself, it actually looks like it's going to be a pretty damn good wrestling show. Because if Becky Lynch and Charlotte get given 20 minutes, it could be fucking incredible. Alberto Del Rio and Kalisto. I think Bertie and Kalisto could have a great match. 20 minutes. Great story, underdog storyline. The speed versus the power, recipe of greatness. Owens Ambrose is going to be brutal. Give that 20 minutes. And then you've also got the tag. I think there's a tag title match on there between the New Day and the Usos. That could be great. If the Usos mix it up a bit, because the Usos are capable of having great matches. I mean, I remember it in Money in the Bank 2013 pre-show. I love the way I have to go that far back. That's brilliant. They had a standard tag team match against Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for the tag straps, and I remember that being absolutely outrageous in a good way, by the way. So there is still some hope that they might pull a rabbit out of the hat, but again, don't put any hopes up. Then you got the Rumble match itself, which is usually a guilty pleasure of everyone. Anyway, so that Becky Lynch defeat Alicia Fox. Then we had Bray Wyatt defeat Ryback in another very entertaining match. I'm going to be honest, this SmackDown show, when it comes to win-loss of time, I'm going to leave it to the end because I'm just going to kind of refresh my memory on what actually fucking happened. But this was another good wrestling match. And the commentator, by the way, Mario Luigi, Donkey Kong, Jabron, that guy, he's very good at his job. Like, he is damn good at his job. And he right now, I'm praying that Dirty Dave Meltzer reported that Mario Donkey Kong Jabron Luigi, I don't know his name, I don't want to slur either. He will not be at the Royal Rumble. Because he himself, the Mario Donkey Kong Luigi Jabron, said on his Twitter machine he won't be there. He'll be common tweeting, which basically means he's going to be on his Twitter machine tweeting. And he's a very good commentator. He calls the match like an actual sport, and it gives SmackDown that different feel. And SmackDown, I don't know if you've noticed this the past 3 weeks, ever since it joined on the USA Network, it feels like a sports show. Like Raw's your entertainment show, SmackDown's your sports show. I mean, Ryback, Bray Wyatt went out there, they worked hard, but I can't believe I said that of Ryback and Bray Wyatt. They did. Entertaining match. Bray Wyatt hit a nasty suplex on the apron onto Ryback, really was nasty. Bray Wyatt got the win. We're booking Bray Wyatt very well this week, even though we've made everyone look like imbeciles. League of Nations look like absolute jabronis, by the way. But they've booked the Wyatt family well. I don't know what members of the Wyatt family are going to be in the Rumble, but again, not knowing makes unpredictability, because again, predictability is good sometimes, but also at the same time, especially on a pay-per-view in a match like the Royal Rumble, it's always great to have the unpredictability in there. And that was that. So it was a good match, entertaining match, probably match of the night. I'm going to go with that match of the night, Bray Wyatt versus Ryback. So I'd give that one. If you're going to watch anything from there, watch that. And I'm going to get some live comments. I'm not expecting to have any. We've got 0 likes, 0 dislikes. I'll take that. No live comments. Again, I said at the start of this show that it's such a strange time to be doing a review for you. As the internet infantry, you're not used to this time, and you're going to adjust, you're going to adapt, and it just depends where you are in the world. Right now, it's 2:33 p.m. UK time. So yeah, Ryback, Bray Wyatt, good stuff. Anyway, then we had Titus ONeil defeating Stardust. And if you're just joining me live right now, I did a joke earlier on in the show about how in every single W event that they've ever produced from 2016 features Titus ONeil versus Stardust in some shape or form. Here we go again. And the funny thing is, I can't remember when Stardust has actually won a match. I mean, I don't know what they did on Raw because I don't catch it, but I remember, I think it was a week ago. It might have been this week's Raw. I might have saw highlights it. But what I know is Stardust attacked Titus ONeil after the match. And I was there like, what the fuck? And here we go to Titus ONeil getting the win again. And it's like, what is this? Why are we getting a single Titus ONeil push? Is Darren Young injured? Like, what's going on here? Why are we giving Titus ONeil so many wins on television? That's TV time. That could be developing characters. That could be developing the Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens feud. That could be developing the Becky Lynch versus Charlotte feud that is pretty damn good, pretty stellar at this point. Why are we wasting time on this Titus ONeil? And all due respect, of course, I just don't see the point. Anyway, then we had a Miz TV segment, which with Dean Ambrose as the special guest. He basically said that it's the Dean Ambrose show now. Sorry, it's Dean TV, sorry. So he cuts a promo saying what he's going to do to Kevin Owens. He's going to throw him in the steps, going to break him on the table, blah, blah, blah. Kevin Owens comes out. Kevin Owens says, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to beat you, la, 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 la. This is going to be the Kevin Owens show at the Rumble, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to win back the IC title, blah, 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 blah. They get in the ring. They fight. And then Owens runs away like a pussy. He's meant to be. So this is the inconsistency when it comes to the writing of the WWE. So the past 5 weeks, we've had Kevin Owens look like an absolute fucking monster. A legitimate monster. He's come out, he's beating people left, right, and center. He's powerbombed people. He's fucking launched people off stage. He's done blah, 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 blah. He's done shitloads. Okay, and now he, at the final stop, the last hurdle before the Rumble, the last show that's on TV before the Royal Rumble, you have Kevin Owens go out there and look like a pussy, be a chicken shit heel. It's just so inconsistent. It's so irritating and aggravating. I've been putting over, the only thing really on Raw recently I've been putting over is the way how they've been promoting this IC title match, the way they've been building Kevin Owens up. I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks, that they've been doing a great job, generally a great job at building Kevin Owens. But now all of a sudden, for some strange reason, we're going back down. 50-50 book, and we have to make Ambrose look strong. No, you need heel heat on these matches heading into the freaking pay-per-view. It's Wrestling 101. Heading into the show, you have heel heat. So you have Owens go out there, powerbomb Ambrose for the table next. That's what it should have been. Instead of you have Ambrose go for the dirty deeds and Owens fucking runs away. Really inconsistent booking, and it's not good enough. It's not. It really pisses me off. Speaking of pissing me off, for the main event, we have Roman Reigns defeating the League of Nations via disqualification. So you're telling me 4 guys. You have a former world champion in Sheamus, a former world champion Alberto Del Rio, a multi-time Intercontinental champion in Wade Barrett, a formerly undefeated and former US champion Rusev. they can't defeat one-man Roman Reigns, and that's really poor. And I feel sorry for the League of Nations, because on Raw they look like absolute idiots. On SmackDown, they look like absolute idiots. Yet this Sunday, they'll be promoting the League of Nations, saying, oh, look, League of Nations are potential winners. They're former world champions. No. Like, I said this to one of my friends off air. I said that in the end of the day, like, this Big Show, like, every male above the age of 14 knows Big Show has zero chance of winning the Rumble. People below the age of 14, okay, they think Big Show has a chance of winning the Rumble just because of his size. If the commentators do their job by saying, look, that's a 7-foot giant, no man can throw the Big Show over the top rope. Only a certain amount of people combined can do it, which makes Big Show a threat to win the match. So on Raw, why? Because I follow Axel. Like, I love Axel on the straight match. If he's a part of Raw, I'm going to watch it. Big Show beat and absolute squashed all 4 members of the Social Outcasts. Why not have the Social Outcast? Because I can see, you don't want Heath Slater getting the win over the Big Show on Raw. That makes sense to me. Why don't you just have all 4 members of the Social Outcast just come on, beat on the Big Show? Just beat on him, lay him out, throw him through the barricade. He's done that thousands of times. Then you've made a star in Heath Slater, Axel, Bo Dallas, and Adam Rose, because they just took out the legendary Big Show. Big Show doesn't need to knock out Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, and Adam Rose to get over it in the Rumble match. Big Show's automatically over in the Royal Rumble match. What I'm saying must make sense. I'm not being a brain surgeon here, am I? And it's just, why are we pushing the wrong people? And it baffles me. The reason why we're in such a shitter now is because we haven't been building stars. That's what they haven't been doing. They have not been building stars for so long now that it's biting them in the ass. Like the League of Nations, if you want to heat on them, why did this match even begin? Just have League of Nations go in there, all 4 of them, beat on them. Ref rings the bell, match never starts. You're still protecting Reigns because Reigns didn't lose, but then in the end of the day, he got beaten by 4 men and 4 high caliber athletes and high caliber on the card as well. And then you could have a Bray Wyatt come out, and then you could have had Ryback come out, and then it would have made sense. And then we would have got a great ending. But the League of Nations, back to the original point, the League of Nations look like idiots and jabrones. And this was a good show. I'm going to give it a tie because at the end of the day, there was some good wrestling in there. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the Divas match. And I enjoyed the Ryback versus Bray Wyatt match. Apart from that, I didn't really enjoy this show, and it's just the usual Raw but bullshit. So I'm going to give us some live comments, and if we do have any, and then if we don't, I'm going to end the show, and then I'm going to be doing a podcast talking about Austin Aries. So I'm going to just smashing out the podcast today. And we got 1 like, thank you very much, and we got a live comment. Who have we got? We've got from Fran Yelly. He put, Big Show's only there to make the other participants look strong, especially the one that happens to eliminate him. Yeah, but in the end of the day, like, yes, I understand that. But you know what? You don't need to make the Big Show look strong heading into the Rumble, because Big Show's automatically going to be over with the audience because of his size. Like, imagine if the Social Outcast on Monday beat the shit out of him before the bell rang and just like launched him through the announce table, launched him into the steps, just laid him out. Chaos reigned supreme on Raw. He got pretty much chaotic, which means a good segment in theory in Raw, because Raw's a sports entertainment show and it's meant to be entertaining, and that's entertaining. And in the end of the day, you know, you would have made them look like, okay, shit, the Social Outcast just fucked up Big Show. Maybe, you know, if he could take out the Big Show, maybe who's going to stop them at the Rumble? And then you've got 4 new participants who could win it. You got Big Show who you think can win it because it's the Big Show, you know, the size. You got the Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Sorry, Taz, a little tribute there. You got Brock Lesnar, you got Roman Reigns. You know, now you've automatically, you just bumped up by 1 segment. But they can't book things properly. And it is so frustrating and aggravating when any other company in the world, if they had the roster and the income and the financial, the money that WWE have that they could just use on everything, it would be a great show. If anyone else but the WWE had access to the WWE, this show would be incredible every single week. And I can I'd bet my house on that. And that's a shoot. Jesus Christ. WWE booking at its finest. Yeah, it's just frustrating and it's really aggravating. And what they do is they build 1 star and every single other person on the roster gets 50-50 booking. Even Lesnar this week got 50-50 booking. He looked like an absolute idiot. That frustrated me a lot. Anyway, that's going to do it before I go on another tirade for this week's WWE SmackDown review. I tried to get it done as quick as possible. Hope you enjoyed the show. Like, comment, subscribe, pricing.me, KocoSports.net, OK Wrestling on Twitter. I'll follow you back. That being said, this has been OK. Have a great Saturday. Stay safe, stay well, and hopefully unless I die, I'll catch your asses down the line. I fucking hope I didn't jinx it.